5 months ago, I sold literally everything I owned and I went full nomad. I've been traveling around the world for the past 5 months. I've spent 1 month in Tulum, 1 month in Buenos Aires, about 2 months in Bali, and now I am here in beautiful Marbella, Spain, spending a month here. And the experience has been nothing like I expected. So if you clicked on this video, you're probably wondering what it's like to leave everything behind and live this nomadic lifestyle. And maybe you're dreaming of doing this too, traveling the world, discovering new cultures, and living life on your own terms. I'm an app developer who is able to generate recurring revenue every single month, and that doesn't really require me to be in a location for a long period of time. So I decided to do this and travel the world, but there's kind of a more deeper reasoning behind why I decided to do that, and I'm gonna get into why I chose to leave my very comfy life in Santa Monica, California. I lived in like the best apartment in the best area. I had the best friends, I had a dope car, and I left it all to travel the world and be a nomad. And I'm only 5 months into this journey, and I don't think it's closing yet, but I've already learned so much about myself, so much about the world, and this experience has really helped me grow professionally, spiritually, personally, and it's made me realize a lot of things about myself that maybe I wasn't super in touch with before. And just really quick, thank you so much to everyone who's been subscribing to the channel recently. We are at 16,088 subscribers. It blows my mind and it means the world to me that you guys are enjoying the video. It's a little bit different. I usually drop value and show what I do day to day for work that allows me to live this lifestyle. I'm an app developer, so if you want to learn more about that, definitely go check out my other videos. So let's jump into it. Why did I decide to leave my super comfy, dope life in Santa Monica, California, and jump on planes and live in random hotels and Airbnbs and stuff like that and go somewhere where I didn't really know people? There's a lot of reasons, right? And, you know, people say you're running away from things. Yeah, I am. Like, I'm running away from the person that I used to be in LA, sort of. It's a weird thing because I was happy, but I was stuck in sort of this routine, this daily routine that I'm sure you can relate with, of just doing the same thing all the time. And like nothing is fresh. And when you live a lifestyle like this, where you kind of work for yourself and you make your own money and you don't have a 9-to-5 job, like, why not go travel the world? Why not go meet new people? Why not have new experiences? So that was always kind of nagging at me. And I wanted to do this a little while ago, but I was just scared. I was scared. I don't know why. Like, I was scared of what this might entail. And I was scared to leave my friends behind. I was scared to leave the US. And I was scared to let go of all my material possessions, you know, my dope apartment, my car, like my triple monitor setup that I had in my apartment. But those things, like, I came to realize they didn't make me happy. Those weren't what was fulfilling me living in LA. You know what I mean? Like, it was my friends and the relationships that I built. But also, like, I travel with my laptop. I have 2 suitcases, and I'm close to like the happiest I've been, just like experiencing new things and kind of living on my own terms and doing whatever I want to do. This experience has definitely made me happy. So yeah, why did I leave LA and decide to do this? I don't know. I just felt this call to just go out there and experience the world. That's what I'm doing, and I don't regret it one bit. Now let's dive into kind of the realizations that I've had, the tips, the learnings along the way. And a lot of this will just slap you right in the face, you know, as a gringo American traveling the world, traveling to new countries where you don't speak the language, you don't know the vibes there. It's a very humbling experience. And actually, when I got to Tulum, I was in the grocery store. My Spanish is decent, but not super good. And I was in the grocery store line and I was struggling, you know, telling the lady whatever I had to tell her, blah, blah, blah. And I said in Spanish, hablas inglés, like, do you speak English? And this old lady right next to me looks at me and just laughs in my face. And, you know, before, maybe that would have made me a little bit upset. I'd be like, what are you laughing at? But, you know, I just had to take a step back, take it all in, and enjoy the experience for what it was worth. And that has been something huge for me. Traveling everywhere, things can get awkward, things can get weird, you don't know where you are, you feel uncomfortable, but like enjoying that and being comfortable in the uncomfortable situations that you put yourself in is the beauty of it, and you just adapt. And I could let go of this image that I had of myself in my hometown, you know, like I always had like this social status and this image, you know, that you keep up with your friends, or like the way that people see you, where you're from. And I could let go of all of that. I could be a beach bum. I can wear the same black shirt every day. No one cares. It's a freeing experience. I think the hardest part of traveling and doing this is the first couple days in a new location, or the first couple days of like plunging in and doing this, because you don't know where you are. It's a new place. You have to find a new routine, new friends, a new gym, a new grocery store. All of that is fresh to you and you're kind of lost. But there are ways to get around that. And the best way to do that is to travel with natives. For example, in Argentina, I have a buddy, his name is Diego. He has lived there for quite some time. So after Tulum, I went to Argentina and I was hanging out with Diego and his homies, they're natives. And traveling with natives is the ultimate cheat code, because you go to all the cool spots, you know people kind of right off the bat. So that is tip number one. Yeah, and also traveling with natives, you avoid all the tourist traps. You don't get robbed, stuff like that. If you're in a dangerous spot, you know you have people with you. It's great. And ultimately, travel and living life and being happy is about the people you are with and the connections that you make. So if you can, find someone who is native to the location, be friends with them, ask them for advice. Whenever I'm in an Uber or a taxi or whatever, I always ask them, what do you like? What do I need to see? What restaurants? What clubs? Like, always try to get some insight from the natives and hang out with them if you can. Tip number 2, maybe the most important tip that I've experienced, is lock down a gym. Being in a new location, throwing yourself into the uncomfortable situations is tough. But locking down a gym and a barber, actually, gym and barber. Locking down a gym will get you back in your routine. You feel good. Your endorphins are pumping after you go to the gym. So I always like to find a good gym that I can go to whenever I'm in a new location. And that is my go-to. I try to hit it every day if I can. And if you get a haircut too, if you go to the gym and get a haircut like day 2 of you being in a new location, all of a sudden you become the king of that city. You just get used to that place a little bit more and it feels a little bit more like home. You look fresh, you feel good. Maybe you talk to the barber and like he gives you some suggestions here and there. Gym and haircut are cheat codes to traveling. Tip number 3 is get lost. You already are lost, but don't feel like you need to plan everything out. I'm not a good planner myself. I've been going week to week pretty much, but it's cool when you go out for a dinner solo or with some friends, whatever, have a glass of wine, and then you just walk around. Like I was just in Malaga, Spain. I just spent one night just roaming the streets and seeing what's up. I went to an ice cream shop, went to go get some food, went to go check out a few different spots, watched the Euros that were playing at the time, and just like I got lost with no real plan, right? And I feel like those are when the best things happen. That's when you meet the coolest people. That's when you stumble into the coolest shop or restaurant. So don't stress yourself out with planning too much and just enjoy the moment and go where the wind takes you. Realization number 5 is that this travel lifestyle is motivating and it is peaceful. You know, you're away from your normal routine at home. You don't have people hitting you up to hang out all the time. So it really is a lot of time just by yourself with your thoughts, working. I've been doing a lot of work here. It's been super motivating to travel and see all these beautiful places and also lock in with 0 distractions. Like I don't know a lot of people wherever I go, right? So it allows me that time and that freedom to really lock in and do deep work all the time. And it pushes you to work harder, like being in these beautiful spots. Like now I want a house in Spain. I gotta work a little harder for that. You know what I mean? But it's peaceful. You're not pulled by the standard things that you may be pulled by in your hometown. The next realization is what can go wrong will go wrong. Trust me, and go with the flow. Like I had an Airbnb lined up, beautiful spot. We had 3 friends that were down to throw in on it and go and stay, and we had everyone committed. And then the Airbnb owner is like, and we already paid for the Airbnb, mind you. And the owner of the property messages me on the app and he's like, oh, hey, by the way, I don't actually own this house and the deal fell through. So sorry, I can't let you stay here anymore. And we're like, what? And that was a couple days before our flights, you know, so we had nowhere to stay. Luckily, we got this beautiful spot, so it all worked out. But whatever can go wrong will go wrong. I broke my laptop. The first week I was here, my buddy spilled a drink all over my laptop. Shout out Martin. So I had to buy a laptop in Mexico. It's not the laptop that I'm used to, not the keyboard that I'm used to, but it's all good. Like everything will work out. Everything is fine. Nothing is as big as a deal as it seems, and you adapt and you flow and you just like, I don't know, you get used to these uncomfortable situations. Another tip for maybe all of my Americans out there, when they know you're American and you come with the American money, they will try to overcharge you everywhere. A way to get around this is travel with locals, of course, travel with natives, but you know, Don't take shit from everyone, and try to bargain if you can. There's typically always like a tourist price and the regular price. Try to learn the language too. Like that's one thing that's huge. Even if it's just a phrase, 2 phrases, 3 phrases, hello, thank you, please. Wherever you are, try to learn their native language, and it'll give you a much better chance at getting treated a little bit better. Because tourists, sometimes they're annoying. So don't be that guy. Don't be the annoying tourist guy. Go easy. Another tip here. Be fearless. Like if you want to go do this, I highly recommend you go and do it, because life is short and you can always go back home, right? Go see the world, go experience new cultures, go meet new people, go get motivated, go get inspired, go get locked in. Like this is what traveling can do for you. It will make you fall in love with the world and learn so much about yourself. Go for it. And the last thing I will say is every place that you go to will teach you something new. And I have had this conversation with other guys that I know that are kind of doing this nomad life and traveling around the world. And each location will teach you something about yourself, about the world. And you just got to like listen, kind of take what the trip is giving you. For example, here in Spain, the lifestyle is very chill. Everyone's laid back. Everyone's super nice. They love their siestas. They, sleep in super late. It's warm. Everyone's happy. So I'm like getting that energy from everyone. It's contagious. And same in Bali. In Bali, Indonesia, the people were incredibly nice. And they're such hard workers there too. It's contagious and like makes you smile and makes you want to be like a more chill, nice person. Everything will teach you a little something. And yeah, hopefully this provided a little bit of insight. If you want to ask me any questions about the travels or whatever, I'm on Instagram. Hit me up on Instagram, ask me questions, let me know. And maybe I'll do an update of this later on when we hit a year traveling. I don't know. I have no plans. I'm just going with the flow here. So I hope you enjoyed this, and stay tuned for the next one. Peace.